and welcome back to my channel. So today I filmed this like sultry, dramatic, cranberry, like plummy eyeshadow look using this palette over here. This is the new Colourpop. It's a mood eyeshadow palette. So this was actually my second look I did using this palette, and I got a lot of requests from you guys that you wanted to see more looks using it. So the first look I did, I used like those beautiful greens there, and I had my eyes on these like plummy cranberry ones over here. So I knew that my second look was going to be using those color combos. So I created this like sparkly kind of dramatic look. So it was actually super simple to achieve. It kind of looks harder than it was, but if you watch the tutorial, you will see how simple it really was to create this. And I just used this one palette here, nothing else. So if you guys want to see how I created this look, then please keep on watching. Okay guys, so let's get started. First, I'm gonna start by putting some under eye setting powder under this eye because I want to catch any fallout. So that is just a little quick step I like to do when I have my makeup already on. Okay, so now I'm gonna put on some eyeshadow primer, and I'm gonna be using this Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion in their original formula. I'm just gonna pat that eyeshadow primer onto my lid just with my fingers. I do have this eye already done, so we're just going to replicate what I did here. Okay, so I'm going to be using this new Colourpop. It's a mood palette. So I already did a tutorial using this palette, and I got a lot of requests to do more eyeshadow looks using it. So I was really excited because it is a beautiful big palette with 30 eyeshadows. So there are a lot of looks to create using this. And my first look I did was like a green look. So I wanted to use these colors down there. They're like plummy cranberry shades. First, I'm gonna go into the shade here called It's a Rush, and that is like a really nice burnt orange shade. It is a matte shade there, and I'm gonna use the Morphe JH35 blending brush, and I'm just gonna place that on to my crease. This look might look complicated, I promise you guys it is so simple. I'm literally only using pretty much 3 shadows for this whole look. As you can see, I'm taking that burnt orangey shade and I'm just really blending it out into the crease because I really want that shade to be visible. So I'm placing it pretty high above the crease, making sure it's all blended out, and I'm also taking it out towards the outer corner. So next I'm going to go into this kind of like a grapey, purpley maroon shade there. That one is called Fascination, and I'm going to place that into the crease with the Sigma E25 blending brush, and I'm just going to really like deepen up the crease. I'm not going to take it too high because I do want to still make sure that we see that burnt orange shade. I'm also going to take that beautiful shade there and kind of just pat it onto the lid just to make sure that it's colored in. It doesn't have to be perfect, but we just want like a wash of that color onto the lid. Okay, so the next shadow is what I believe makes this look much more glamorous because I love some good sparkles, and this shade over here called New Moon is so beautiful. It has like a metallic cranberry base, and then inside it there are a bunch of glitters. There's like gold, really nice thick gold glitters, some more little cranberry glitters in there, and it's just a really stunning shade. So I think that it applies best with your fingertips. So I'm just gonna use my finger and place that shadow just on the lid there and kind of smoke it out a little bit towards the crease, but I'm just gonna have like a wash of that color on the lid, and it's just really gonna take this look to the next level. So if you guys can tell, there's like such beautiful glitters in there. There's like gold glitters, cranberry glitters, and they just shine through so beautifully, and they make the look a little bit more on the cranberry side because that other shade, that darker shade that we used, was definitely more of like a kind of like winey plum shade. So with this glitter on top, you can really see like those cranberry colors just kind of pop out even more. So as you guys can see, I'm not really doing like an intense glitter look. I just kind of want it to look like a wash on the lid, bringing it up a little bit towards the inner corner. So I think that looks really nice, and it was just so simple. I literally used those 3 shadows and you get a super dramatic, pretty look. So I'm just gonna use some of this liquid eyeliner to deepen up the lash line there, and I'm gonna be using this Maybelline Hyper Easy Brush Tip Liner. This is their black one. It's called 800 Pitch Black. So I'm just gonna place it on the lash line there just to deepen it up, and I'm not gonna make a wing line or anything. I'm just gonna take it right where the lash ends. So now I'm just going to use a fluffy brush here, and I'm just going to wipe away any of that setting powder. And there wasn't too much fallout, but it did help catch anything. I'm just going to use some concealer because I do want to kind of carve out the outer corner there just to make it, the eyeshadow look nice and clean and a little bit like you're giving it almost like a defined cat eye, but not really. You're just using that shadow there to just make it look much cleaner. So for that, I'm going to be using this Colourpop No Filter Concealer in the shade called Medium Dark 32. I'm just going to put that on with this Colourpop E29 brush here, and just going to carve out a little bit of definition on the outer corner. As you guys can see, just a little bit of that concealer really helped define that shadow and clean it up. And it does kind of lift your eye a little bit, which I like. And since we're not doing a cat eye, I find this is like a really subtle trick. Now for the lower lash line, I'm going to go back in with this Urban Decay primer, and I just like to place a little bit of that primer on the lower lash line where I want the shadows to really stick and last long on the under eyes. So this trick is really great because, especially since we used all of that setting powder, I know that if we put the shadow right on top of that, it probably will not stick as good and it won't blend as good. So just having a little bit of this base really makes the shadows adhere to the skin much better. So I'm just doing a thin little layer just on the under eyes there. And I'm just going to kind of blend it out with a clean little brush. And now we have a perfect base for some more shadows. So I'm going to go back into that rich burnt orange shade there in the palette called It's a Rush. I'm just going to place that on with this brush here. This is a Zoeva 234 Luxe Smoky Shadow Brush. So I'm going to place some of that beautiful shadow there and smoke it out on the lower lash line. So using that primer really helps just have that shadow stick nicely, and it'll even help creasing. So I'm taking that shadow pretty low on the lash line, because then we're going to go in with that beautiful plum shade and just deepen it up a bit. Now I'm going to go back into that plum shade there called Fascination, and I'm going to be using this Colourpop E10 brush to deepen up that bottom lash line. As you can see, that little pencil brush is great for just deepening up the lower lash line, and I'm placing it pretty close to the lash line because I really want that beautiful like orangey shade to pop out still. Okay, so for the inner corner of the eyes, I'm going to use this beautiful golden shade here. That one is called Surrender, and it is almost like a yellowy gold, so it's really pretty. And I'm going to go in with this Colourpop E29 brush, just place that on at the inner corner. So I really love the way that pop of like that yellowy metallic gold shade looks on the inner corner. I feel like it kind of ties in with the glitters because there are some like golden glitters in the lid there. So love that color. And now for one of the last steps, I'm gonna line my waterline with this Colourpop Creme Gel Liner called Joyride, and it is just like the perfect, like pretty much wine color. It's like a beautiful maroon wine color. So that I feel just really takes the cranberry shades and brings them out. So I will be using that to line the waterline. Okay, so now I'm gonna put on some mascara, and I'm gonna be using this Colourpop Act Natural Defining Mascara in the shade Black. And I'm just gonna place it on the top and bottom lashes. Okay, so now I'm just gonna pop on a pair of lashes, and I'm gonna use this pair that I got off of eBay, and I will link it in the description box for you guys. So I'm just gonna wait for this lash glue to dry a little bit. I'll pop on the pair of lashes, and then I'll be back to talk about the finished look. So there is the completed look, and I really love the way it turned out. I honestly had my eyes on those beautiful like plummy cranberry shades in this palette here, so I'm really happy that my second look was this one here using those shades, because I was eyeing them so much and I totally love the way they performed. I love this palette so far. This is my second look using it, and I'm just so impressed. So if you guys want to see my first impressions video where I used the beautiful greens in that palette, then I will link it in the description box for you guys. So let me know if you like this tutorial. If you guys want to see more looks using this palette, please give me some ideas, any types of looks that you would like to see, types of styles, color combos, just please let me know, and I would love to do it for you guys. So if you guys like this tutorial, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. And thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!